Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Stack Sat Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. We missed the dip, boys. We missed the dip. Dang. I went out to take care of some stuff, and I came back, and bam, we're back in 70,000. Well, 69,000 now, but it dropped as low as 67,000. I was hoping it would stay that low during the show, but it's not going to happen. So we stack when we can at the price we can. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carlos Jaramillo in the house. What up, Carlos? And shout out to Paul. What up, Paul? Let's go. You caught us live today. Let's go. All right. So, yeah, still buying Bitcoin. That's the topic of the show. Still buying Bitcoin. This is going to keep going up forever, Laura. All right. Still the best asset to hold. And we're here. Stacking shows. Stacking likes, hopefully, and stacking sats. All right, let's get into the first segment of the show that we like to call the Sat Strength. So today the price of Bitcoin is $69,906 for a single Bitcoin, or you can buy 1,430 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar has 100 cents, a Bitcoin contains 100 million Satoshis. So you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You can buy it in fractions. Okay? So, that said, say you're walking down the street, minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day, that penny can get you 14 Satoshis. 14 Satoshis for a single penny. What a deal. All right. Let's get into yeah, that's crazy, right? It's wild. Well, it's still cheap. It's still cheap. Captain Dan, what up, Captain Dan? Round of applause from live studio audience for Captain Dan. Choo. Hope everything is good, Captain Dan. Hope you've been stacking like a maniac. We're stacking like a psychopath over here. a stackopath. A stacking psychopath. That's us over here. Yeah, it's been a good beginning of the year, a good first quarter. Almost a full quarter of the year. Yeah, we're not done with the first quarter, but still, the quarter's been good to us. Today's Why We Stack segment is going to be a little bit short. We're just going to go over the real basics for somebody that's watching for the first time. But if it's your first time here, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions. And here's why we stack. Why we stack. What the heck is a stack? A stack is a way we call when we buy a little bit of Bitcoin. Okay, and we stack Satoshis. We stack fractions of a Bitcoin because the more Satoshis we stack, the more wealth we have that's preserved outside of the inflationary dollar system. And that value that you saved in Bitcoin or in Satoshis is now shielded from the process of inflation, and inflation is a way for the government to steal your purchasing power. So when you move that money, when you move that value into Bitcoin, then the things you buy every day to maintain your current state of lifestyle get cheaper and cheaper. As you can see by a tracking sheet, my burrito that used to cost me $13.70 in dollars used to cost me 49,000 Satoshis back on October 3rd. And today, based on the price of Bitcoin today, it costs 19,000 Satoshis instead of 49,000 Satoshis. So the price of that burrito, even though it looks the same in terms of dollars, since I'm on the Bitcoin standard and I'm saving in Bitcoin, that burrito is now costing me 60% less money, 60% less value, 60% less purchasing power for me to get that same thing. And so what does that mean? It means that if I'm trading 1 hour of my life to buy a burrito that's worth $13.70 in October, today, let's say March 15th, I'm trading like 2/3, yeah, about 2/3 of of an hour. So 20 minutes instead of a whole hour of my life, a whole hour of working, right? And depending on how much you're paying for stuff and what kind of stuff you want to keep or buy or spend money on, eventually, the longer you hold Bitcoin, the cheaper that stuff gets in terms of Bitcoin, and it costs you less in terms of your life force. Okay? That is why we stack. Plain and simple. Because there's no other way to beat the money printer. The money printer keeps going, and we're past $34.5 trillion in debt. And even if that money doesn't exist yet, that money will have to be created in order to pay off the debt. And when you create money to pay off the debt that's growing so fast, every single time, every time money is created, every time the dollar is created, they're splitting the value of every other dollar in existence and making that dollar worth less and less, being able to purchase less and less. That's why the prices keep going up. And you don't know why something that used to cost you $6, like the $6 burger, now costs you $16. $16 if you were lucky enough to get the coupon and cut it out of the newspaper. It might cost you $16. Otherwise, you're paying close to $20 for what we used to pay $6 for, and it was outrageous when that commercial first came out. The $6 burger. Do you guys remember that commercial for like Carl's Jr.? The $6 burger, and people were like, "What? Who's gonna pay $6 for a burger?" And now everything now it's like I would kill for a $6 burger, right? Nobody's paying no, you're not getting a decent $6 burger these days. A round of applause from the live studio audience from McLovin. What up, McLovin? What up, BTC Moon Guy in the house? Welcome. Just up to our old tricks, all our old tactics of explaining how the economy works and how saving in Bitcoin is the way to go. Because no matter what you do in life, as for a job, for a business, if you're not saving in Bitcoin, you're not going to be able to outrun the money printer. And that's why I keep showing it. You're not going to be able to outrun that money printer, right? You could be doing all the right things in life, getting educated, or coming up with a great business idea and developing it and making some good for humanity. But if you're not making at least 10% profit year over year, continuously over and over, then you are basically treading water, staying in place. You're not getting ahead. You're not getting any wealthier, even though you're working your butt off. Even though you're hustling your butt off, it doesn't matter, because unless you're making more than 10% gains, then you are basically not getting ahead of inflation. You're still losing wealth, right? So all that effort is for nothing, right? Or on the other hand, I'm not encouraging you guys to be lazy, by the way, okay? But on the other hand, you work a job that you enjoy and you make enough, produce enough value that you can pay your bills and start to save on the side. And now the guy that's been working extra hard, developing a whole business to do all these other things and get well educated and everything, he's still treading water, and you're starting to get ahead of them because you're just saving in Bitcoin, right? So that'd be like the worst case scenario, right? Like the polar opposites. But let's take the guy that's actually been doing all the work and working his butt off and created a business and created jobs for other people, right? If that guy or that gal took it one step further and used Bitcoin as a treasury reserve, or Bitcoin as a saving mechanism like we're doing, or like MicroStrategies is doing, then you really see the benefit of your labor. Then you really see that extra work that you're putting in, the extra hustle that you've been doing, the extra Uber on the side, the second job, that's when you really see the rewards of putting in the extra work. Is when you take that extra work that you've been doing that's outside of your normal bills, outside of your normal day-to-day costs, and you put that into Bitcoin, and it starts to work for you. It's making you more wealthy just by holding it, right? And like I say here all the time, my slogan is my ultimate orange pill statement for somebody that tells me, hey, in one statement, can you tell me why I should be interested in Bitcoin? And my one statement that I've been working on this whole past couple of weeks is, how would you like to go back in time and give yourself a retroactive, perpetually increasing raise for the hours you already worked? Right? How is somebody going to answer that? Of course they would. I'll take it. Right? You're telling me I go back in time, give myself a raise continuously for the hours I already worked, and get that pay retroactively? Heck yeah, sign me up. Where do I sign? Well, that's Bitcoin, right? The way you get that is by taking the extra hours that you don't need to spend on your day to day, and that you worked already. Take that money, put it into Bitcoin, and the longer you hold it, the more valuable it'll get. And you can think of it as going back and working for a higher hourly rate. Okay? What's going to happen to the people that save in dollars? The exact opposite. Okay? As they hold dollars in savings, their money will be worth less and less. Even though the monetary units themselves is not going to change, the stuff you'll be able to buy with those dollars will be less and less. So it's very simple. You can work really hard and save in dollars and lose, or you can work enough just as hard and save in Bitcoin and win. Okay? And there's no extra work after you put it into Bitcoin. There's no other extra work you need to do. You don't need to be trading it. You don't need to be putting it up for yield, to try to get yield on it. No, it's just gonna grow on its own. Just buy it, take it into custody, and hold it. That's it. That's why we stack. That's how we stack. And now, because we don't only talk about stacking around here, we actually do it every single day. Well, sorry, we do it every Monday through Friday. And let's look into our stack during the stack recap. I'm trying to read through these comments as I'm talking, and it's kind of hard. Give me a second. I'm not that good yet, guys. You guys are awesome. There we go. Browser. Okay, Hard Hodl says, romanticize sats, right? Durango, Colorado. Let's go. What up, Paul? Let's go. Carlos says, we now have a name for people who save in fiat. Poor people. Remain calm and stack on. Oh, Hard Hodl in here with the lines. J Dub in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for J Dub. What up, dude? Good to see you in here. All right. Now that we're stacking multiple things, right? We're stacking the our normal DCA. And today the price of Bitcoin is 69,000. So we're gonna stack $20 for our normal DCA stack. Okay. We're in positive 92% for the lifespan of the show. But for 2024, we're at 47%. So today we're gonna stack $20 worth of Bitcoin. And for those of you that don't know yet, we're also doing a 100 stack challenge. Dun dun dun. What the heck is a 100 stack challenge? Well, let me explain it real quick. It's based on the TikTok phenomenon known as the 100 envelope challenge, where people take 100 envelopes or a binder with 100 slots, and they put however much money is the number of the envelope or the slot. So if slot 100, you put $100 there. Slot 1, you put a $1 there. Slot 50, you put $50 there. And it runs for 100 days. And the challenge is you got to fill out one of those envelopes with the appropriate amount of cash each day without missing a day. But you don't have to do them in the right order. You can do them in any order as long as you fill up one envelope per day for the 100 days. When you're done doing that, you end up with about $5,050, and it takes about 3 months and 10 days to complete that challenge because it's 100 days long, right? So what I thought is these people that are doing the 100 envelope challenge are doing everything right. They're saving, and they're going to have a little bit of savings in the end. But by the time 3 months and 10 days pass, they're actually losing to inflation, even in those 3 months. So I took that method, and we decided to come up with the 100 stack challenge, which is exactly the same, But except instead of stacking physical cash and stuffing it into envelopes, you're buying a little stack of Bitcoin corresponding to the day, to the number of the day. That's how much Bitcoin you buy. And you can go in any order you want, and you'll still be saving the $5,050. But by the time you're done, since you're saving in Bitcoin, it should be a lot more than $5,050. Okay, it's an experiment. It's a different way to gamify learning to save and learning to stack and making a habit out of saving every day. Okay, so today for the 100 stack challenge, we're gonna do line number 94. Okay, line number 94. So we're stacking $94 for this, and we're also stacking a $20 stack for our normal show DCA plan. All right. So now that we know how much we're stacking, there's only one thing left to do, and that is, oops. It's time to stack some sats, boy. Let's go. Oh my gosh. All right. As you guys know, I like to stack over on Swan Bitcoin. If you guys are new to stacking sats and you're trying to figure out how to do it, you can use our affiliate link to go sign up. We're stackopaths up in here. We stack like psychopaths. We're stackopaths. Here we go. $20 for the normal DCA of the show. Go here. I'm gonna get this preview going. Preview. Boom. Take my screenshot. Here. Got my screenshot. Boom. All right. Bringing it back so you guys can see the actual purchase. Right there. And cutting the music, hitting the drum roll, and boom. We're stacking $20 worth of Bitcoin for the normal show stack. And while that's happening, we're going to update the spreadsheet with that buy. Here it's today's 3/15/24. What did I put 23 over here? Habit. Old habit. Okay, and today we purchased at $69,457 Bitcoin. We bought $20 worth of Bitcoin, 0.002807 Bitcoin, and that translates to 28,070 Satoshis. Not bad. We're going to add it to our overall show stack for the whole lifespan of this show. You can have this spreadsheet. You can check it out. You can run some numbers against it. If you type into the chat, !sat sheet. That'll give you the sat sheet here. You can use it as a template. Or like I said, you can use it just to check it out and look at the numbers and see that there's a lot of, this is episode, 181? We've been stacking stats for 181 episodes, and some stacks we did offline when I was doing like vacation or whatever, but I still stacked those days, and it's in the spreadsheet. So sat sheet in the chat. That'll give you a link to this template if you want to go check it out. If you want to clone it and make your own sat tracker for your savings, for your tracking purposes. Let's go see if it's done. Buying. Still thinking about it. Okay. So while that's thinking about it, we're going to go here and I'm going to close that and start a second buy, because the second buy is for, what do we say? $94 for the 94th line in the 100 stacks challenge. 94. There we go. Browser. All right, doing $94. There it is. I'm going to take the preview here. And get this, get the screenshot. Bam. All right, here we go. We're doing a $94 purchase for today for the 100 stacks challenge. And just like that, another purchase has been made. Just like that. All right. While that's going through, let's go into that spreadsheet. And so right now we're at, we're minus 4%. So there's a drawback to stacking this way, which would be if Bitcoin drops in price a lot, right? but over the span of 3 months, and in those 3 months, the halving is going to happen. I'm pretty comfortable with this volume of stacking anyway, and this is temporary. We ran into some negative numbers when we started in 2024 as well, but over the long run, it ends up trending to the positive. So I'm not even concerned about it. Okay, so if anything, right now we're getting better buy-in. So here we go. We got $94. Today's the 15th. We bought at 69,145. Ooh, a little bit more than last time. Okay, and we bought $94 on the $94 slot, and it yielded 0.00134601, and boom, just like that, our stack is now up to almost 1 million Satoshis in like 7 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So we've stacked for 8 days. The 100 stack challenge goes through the weekend. So on the weekend, I will still continue to fill out lines, and we'll just do a recap when we get back on Monday. So the 100 stack challenge spreadsheet can be had when you type in !100 stacks. The link will pop up in the chat, and you can again take this spreadsheet, use it as a template. I think it's this one. Yeah, it'll show up like this. You press use template here, and it'll make a copy of this for you, and then you can go through and populate the fields with your buys. But all the formulas are already set up, and all the formulas will work. Okay, and if you just want to check out the stats, get it together. Are we back? Are we back? Jeez. Are we back? Are we back? I think we're back. I think we're back. That was weird. Sorry, guys. Somebody doesn't want me to drop the signal on you guys. I think you got cyber attacked, but right? I did. I got cyber attacked. People don't want me to spread the news. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I think I'm back. I'm back. It's wild. It's wild out here. Trying to help people get their stack on. Hard Hodl, you might know this. If not, then maybe BTC Moon Guy might know this. Is there a way to grow or shrink a UTXO? I don't fully understand that piece of it. I'm trying to figure that out. So for example, my interpretation of a UTXO is that it's like a receive address on your wallet somewhere, right? And so if you have that receive address, it's got a certain amount of Bitcoin on it. Now, if you take that receive address and you send more Bitcoin to the same address, does that include the does that grow the UTXO of that address? It should, right? Or something like the way I thought I understood it was that if you sent more sats to an address, that address is UTXO grows, right? That's the way I understood it. If not, oh, you're not technical, no worries, no worries. Hard Hodl might know this. If not, I'll do the research myself. They are separate, even if they're being sent to the same receiving address. Hard Hodl. So we'll call it address A, okay? And you want to keep your stuff private, so you use address A, address B, address C, and when Hard Hodl's gonna send me some Bitcoin, I give him address A because I don't want him to know my whole stack, right? So he's got one receiving address, address A. He sends me some Bitcoin, okay? And then I give Paul address B, and he sends me some Bitcoin, right? Then I give Carlos address C, and he sends me some Bitcoin. But they each can see the address that they send Bitcoin to, so they can see how much they've sent me, and they can see how much is in that wallet, right? Sorry, how much is in that address, in that receiving address. Okay. Does A, B, and C count as an individual UTXO? Let's see. Correct. If you have an open channel, that's different. Okay. Okay. So what if I use address A for the Bitcoin that Hard Hodl is going to send me, for the Bitcoin that Carlos sends me, and for the Bitcoin that let's say BTC Moonguy sent me. If I use address A, now address A is going to show the total amount that was sent to me by the 3 individuals, but the drawback is that the 3 individuals know that that address is mine, and they can go look it up and see that there's more Bitcoin in there than they sent me, and therefore can know how much Bitcoin I have in that address. So that's like the drawback, right? That's like the privacy thing, right? But my question is, since 3 entities sent to the same receiving address, does that receiving address now have a bigger UTXO? And my assumption is yes. All separate UTXOs, if you couldn't, that's considered a coin join. All separate UTXOs. Okay. Is there a coin join? Okay. So on my specific question, even though they're sending to the same receiving address, it would be separate UTX. I don't know how those UTXOs would be separate. I need to figure that out. It's throwing me off. And I had a question yesterday that I couldn't answer because I wasn't 100% sure. The way I understood it was that if you use the same, I thought it was that, right? Because when you consolidate UTXOs, are you not sending your whole balance to one address so it all appears on one address now, and it therefore consolidates your okay, imagine UTXOs as checks you receive in a folder. The checks don't merge once in a folder. Okay, Carlos, that's a good point. So the checks don't merge once in a folder. Okay. Even if the checks are going to the same checking account? Okay. I need to understand that little gap right there. Because then what are you doing when you consolidate UTXOs? Aren't you taking all those checks and sending them to one UTXO, sending them to one address? Or is it that you have to do it all in one transaction? That's important, right? Like, do you know what I mean? If you're doing it all in one for example, if you take, that's this example. Example 1, you can tell me if it consolidates UTXOs or not. Example 1 is kind of like what I described earlier already. One receiving address, 4 different addresses send Bitcoin to one address on separate transactions. Okay. And according to you guys, that's not a consolidated UTXO. That would be 3 separate UTXOs on one wallet ID, right? But let's say that I have those three UTXOs, and I send the total value of what those three UTXOs are worth, and I send it over to one address on one transaction. That's consolidating it, right? Because now it's all of those UTXOs now become part of the one new one, or the one you're sending it to, and there's no unspent. It's all being spent to that one address, right, or moved over to the address, right? That's the part I don't get. Imagine going to the store and paying in cash every day. Good. You will have a lot of change. Yep. If you go once a week or once a month, that's considered consolidation. If I go once a week or once a month. I heard Sparrow is good for managing UTXOs. Yeah, me too. I think I'm gonna just set up a Sparrow wallet. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up a Sparrow wallet and set it up with like a local what's it called, testnet wallet, In other words, stop buying every day. Damn it. But so for example, buy larger chunks. Yes. So hard hodl in this case, I'm buying every day, but I'm not transferring every day. I'm transferring every I think it's like 0.01 Bitcoin. So once I hit 0.01 Bitcoin, it transfers it. I go to cold storage on a single transaction, right? So I guess does it matter? Really? No, that matters, right? Because on my address, on my wallet, I'm getting that one UTXO that's 0.01 whenever I transfer over, right? I need to figure this out. I need to figure this out because this is important. So that's probably what I'll be doing the next couple of days. So be prepared for that. If you have any questions, be ready with your questions. And if you're gonna do some of the research yourself too, come back and we'll talk about it because this is important stuff. This is the stuff that we should be talking about. Like I know you're gonna get all the hype. You're gonna get all the number go up technology. You're gonna get interviews. You're gonna get funny jokes and memes and other channels. But here we're trying to simplify it for the beginners, and I'm still a beginner, guys. Even though I've been doing this for maybe since 2021, I still consider myself a beginner. There's more to learn, and UTXO is something I kind of always shied away from, but we gotta attack it. We gotta attack it and learn it and understand it. It seems like Hard Hodl has a good concept, a good grasp of it. So does Carlos. I want to get to that level and be able to explain it clearly. And there's all these little nuances that I haven't thought about before, but it makes sense to understand those things. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll do that. We'll start doing that next week. I'll have some time over the weekend to do a little research on it, and that way I can come more prepared. But I just wanted to throw that out there, see what you guys thought, and it definitely sounds like it's something we need to talk about. 0.01 could be a little low, in my opinion. Okay, makes sense. All right, so then I need to definitely figure out what to do because I need to start. Doing the UTXO management right now that the fees are not so high. But it's not yours until you have it in self custody. You can buy on exchange every day and send to cold storage once a month, or you can buy on exchange and send to cold storage every day. The second option, you pay more in fees. Yep. The second option, you do pay more in fees. And if you let it pile up on the exchange, you do run the risk of losing that before it gets sent out. I get that piece. But I thought I was doing okay. I thought I was doing okay with the amount of with my my minimum to withdraw, which is 0.1. Sorry, 0.01. 0.01. If that's not going to be a big enough UTXO in the future. And it's less Bitcoin. Yeah, less Bitcoin in your custody. Yeah. So I need to figure out. So what do you get? What's your target? If you don't mind me asking, what's your target for a minimum size of a UTXO? Again, guys, I don't plan on spending my Bitcoin. Right. And if I ever needed to I guess take some Bitcoin out, I would probably move some of it to a different wallet and then from there push it to wherever it needs to go. But you can always consolidate. When fees are low, my target would be 0.1. Okay, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. The amount depends on you. For me, 0.01 will take me months to stack. Right. That makes sense. But once you have it in, because Hard Hodl is right. If it takes you months to stack 0.1. Then you're probably going to move off exchange before that. So therefore creating a bunch of UTXOs that are small. Like once you get to a certain amount, do you then consolidate to a 0.1 from there? But then at that point, you're kind of paying more fees, right? You're paying the extra fee to get it off of the exchange earlier. And you're paying the extra fee to consolidate all of the, we'll just say 0.01 UTXOs into 0.1 or whatever, 0.05 or something. 0.0, yeah, 0.01 or 0.05s into a bigger one. Interesting. All right, it's definitely. I'll be doing some binge watching this weekend on UTXO management, and I'll come back with my findings. You guys come back with your findings, and we'll all learn. But yeah, I'm gonna mess around with the Sparrow wallet. I've seen BTC Sessions run a Sparrow wallet on the Bitcoin testnet, and it's a good way to experiment with it, I think. So I'll probably be doing that, mess around with it, figure out what everything means. I'll run my experiments, my scenarios where one address receives from multiple sources at different times, and then one address receives from 3 sources at the same time to see which Blue Wallet. Oh, Blue Wallet. Okay, cool. All right, some stuff for me to learn, so that's exciting. Cool. All right, boys, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack Sats Show. Have a great weekend. Do some research. Have fun. Get outside. All the fun stuff that you want to do. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Okay? Where we once again beat inflation by stacking Bitcoin. I'm still going to do the 100 stack challenge. Tomorrow I'm going to buy. And Sunday I'm going to buy. And I'll just update you guys with what slots I chose on Monday, so we can all be on the same page. But if you're stacking that way, congratulations. Keep it up. If you're stacking daily, keep it up. Do what you got to do. Sell some stuff. You know the deal. All right. That said, I'll see you guys next week. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later.